autumn has come to upstate New York, and we find ourselves at New Era Field in Orchard Park. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Buffalo Bills. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the first carry for Devin Singletary. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Back at the 22-yard line.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
That's going to be a long day. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Hey, tight. Quick dash. Come.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He's got his man. That's Josh Gordon. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 27 yards there, a first down. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Hey, check. Alert!
45 to Mike.
Hey, echo.
Looking to throw on second down. Allen got Gordon open, completes it. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 29-yard line.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line.
45. Mike, 45.
I can't believe they let you play.
A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. He finds his target, John Brown. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on the play.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. And now the field goal team on for Buffalo. And this one, a 41-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And the Bills' opening drive yields 3. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Set, ready, 90, Wolf. I don't even know why this team showed up.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Gets it off to Freeman. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 33 yards that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
49, guys.
Looking to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Allen eluding the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain.
57. Here I come.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Allen, it's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Allen going to come to the line here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
57. Mike, 57.
From the gun, it's Allen. And he whips that one incomplete there. That one was intended for John Brown. And it's 2nd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, and we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10.
Let's get it.
To throw on 3rd down. Allen. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. and it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Ready?
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
I'm on.
Shit. Hey, alert 3.
And now he'll tuck it and run. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Set up. 8, read.
Get the ball.
Snap.
On second down, Freeman. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Exit.
53 Mike. Check 53 Mike.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Denard. And he is going to score. It's a pick-6 and a Bills touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick-6s.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one taken just inside the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ed Oliver. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. I know some of the talk after last week's loss was the O-line struggles. They gave up 4 sacks. He got hit here and taken down again, so that's something to monitor.
It is something to monitor, but they've got to help their offensive line out. Maybe a little bit different play calling, right? Draws, screens, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quicker, maybe some quick game passes. All of that to try and help slow down the pass rush and make things easier on their offensive line.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Come on, boy. You better be ready. Hey, team six.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Allen now to throw again. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining.
Hey, defense, let's go.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Open man is Gordon, complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Allen now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Allen now looks to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Get out the field, defense.
Check. Hey, wahoo. Get it.
2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll set up a throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Grady Jarrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Down the throw here, complete on the right sideline. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Hey, round 80.
Check like 45. Hey, come on up, come on up.
56, 56.
Check. Check.
What's that?
On 1st down, Singletary. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Right here, right here. Strong right, strong right. Watch the screen, watch the screen.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
And able to find John Brown. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And this one is right down the middle. And the lead now increases to 20-0. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hand.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 65 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will get him one closer. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Alert! Let's go, D. Tighten up. Big ass.
A give, Singletary right side. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch right. Check pass.
And now they'll throw with Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Got an open man, it's Foster. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. This is taken at the 15. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the...
And nothing but daylight ahead. The 30, 10, touchdown Falcons. Calvin Ridley, an 80-yard touchdown as his guys are back within a single score. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now Allen throwing again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Allen throwing on 3rd and long. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Allen now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. And here's Allen. From the gun, he'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's go.
To the air, Allen. He'll let it go deep for Foster. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Robert Foster, the intended receiver, and now it's third down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Here's Jones. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission? Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house. Yeah, it's a long way to go. Remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Watch the whip.
Now Allen to throw. Operating from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Takk McKinley able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Here's Allen to throw it. Open man, here's Foster.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
SOS.
On 3rd down, Allen. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
P19!
57 to Mike. Check 37. Check 37.
Pass 85. Pass 85.
They'll run on 1st down. Singletary. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Operating from the gun, Allen. He finds his target, John Brown. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down.
That's what I do. 57's the mic.
Allen now. From the gun, he'll throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Allen going to come to the line here, first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They'll run out of the gun with Singletary. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the Falcons' 38-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Alert!
Singletary again. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Throwing is Allen on third. And that's complete to Brown. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And his kick is good. And the Bills have come back to regain the lead. This is third field goal now in the ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives them the lead.
It's been a back-and-forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready, break.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
They'll come up now second and 4 from the 31. Freeman again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on third down. On play action, they'll throw. It's caught. Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta. And until that point, we haven't seen Julio Jones. That's hard to believe here this late in the game.
And no one more frustrated than Julio Jones because receivers feed off of catches. That's their fuel, and that's also their affirmation. And he hasn't been getting much of that in this game, and their team is losing, and he wants to have a better effect on the game.
Just the first connection, Ryan to Jones there. Elsewhere, a third-quarter score from NRG Stadium in Houston. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL.
Hey, Haywood!
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. After the penalty, here's Freeman. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 4 yards there on the carry. Gets it back to 2nd and 11.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here we go. 15.
And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Let's go. 50, plant.
49 for money. Let's go, defense. Out of time.
You draw Corker. Go.
2nd and 11. Looking left sideline, incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, but now it'll be 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
Back to throw here. Going up top. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
I got you.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He's got a 1st down and more past the 30. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Check.
Now a run with Singletary. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. To throw, it's Allen. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a 1st down for the Falcons.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And finding the tight end Hooper. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Freeman. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
At the 4-yard line.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Watch the out. Watch the out. Hatch it. 36.
Freeman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Julio Jones, the lone receiver left. They need to reverse the trend. The last two plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. Open man is QT, complete. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This for a fourth quarter lead, and that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
At the 20-yard line.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Right. We got right.
Hey, tight.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Watch the run.
Hey, Charlie.
45.
Hey, home.
Hey, watch the slant.
And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. Throwing on second down. Allen. He gets this out to Foster on the right side. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. The Bills on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5.
5 wide.
From the gun, it's Allen. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And I hate to point to that missed field goal from their last drive, but you look at the scoreboard, they would be in the lead if they had that 3.
Well, no doubt those points or those missed points do loom large. But here they're getting a chance for a makeup, aren't they? Almost like my time in school. I was always begging my teachers for a makeup exam. Here's their opportunity now to put those points on the board.
And every point becoming more vital here in the second half. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win home.
Check 50. Check 50.
Recon, 132 fighter.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Let's go.
He'll drop to throw. He completes it to Jones. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
First down, Atlanta.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. They'll throw this out wide and complete it to Ridley. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. The pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
They'll look to throw here. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. This is Freeman. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Switch.
General West.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So now from half the distance closer, here's 1st and goal. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. Santos with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
You don't want none. Shoot.
Now Allen going to throw again. Wide open receiver, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Ready?
57. Too little, Captain.
Check. Regular. Go.
On first down, Singletary. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 31-yard line.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. On 2nd and 9, Allen, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure, and if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Grady Jarrett in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Who's got 84? Check 84.
So they're going for it, and here's Allen. And able to find John Brown. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Just like that. Just like that.
They'll look to throw. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll run on 1st down. Singletary. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. He's back to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7.
25, check 25, check 25, 52.
On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, hold.
45 to the mic. 45 to the mic.
Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Falcons are close to finishing off this football game. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Falcons, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis,